Grifty says, is Schedule 1 ketamine put you in the super duper hole? I've only tried the normal Schedule 3 ketamine. That's an interesting thing.
There's different schedules of ketamine?
No, ketamine's a Schedule 3 controlled substance.
What the fuck is Schedule 1 ketamine? Is that a joke?
Well, no, it's called the experts who write the documents for government just keep writing Schedule 1 when it's Schedule 3.
Oh, okay.
In some case out there, there's a case out there where there's an allegation that ketamine was found, and in this allegation, the government wrote this accusation against someone. They said it was a Schedule 1 controlled substance.
Oh, I see.
It's not. It's a Schedule 3 controlled substance.
Yeah, ketamine's like fucking a giant cloud over LA. Everyone in there, every hipster grew up and got into guided medicinal ketamine, where they sit you down and are a shitty psychoanalyst and a shitty drug dealer at the same time. It's amazing.
So Layla P says the report had a typo. You might think that. You might think the report had a typo until you realize that the entire report, every time it was mentioned, the scheduling of ketamine was typoed to be wrong. Let's move away from that allegation for just a second. I'll talk about a different case I had where I was representing someone who had a felony possession charge, and the government, this was with THC. This was for THC oil before THC was legal in Minnesota. They had accused my client of possessing THC oil. Yeah, it was CBD oil, but they said there might be THC in it. They said they field tested it, right? And this was the Drug Task Force in West Central Minnesota. So a multi-county, multi-jurisdictional task force. They raided this house, and the only thing they found, they were looking for meth, but what they found was CBD oil. And they said it might have THC in it. And they said it field tested positive for THC. Now, when I got the incident report from the officer, the drug recognition expert on the drug task force, when I got the report, the supplemental report to the investigation, they mentioned the reagent kit that they used. Now, they didn't write down the number of the reagent kit for a THC test, which I found curious. They wrote down the number for a PCP test. And when they described the process by which they field tested the substance, they wrote down the process you use for the PCP reagent test, not for the THC reagent test.
Oh.
The problem is the negative on a PCP test looks like a positive on a THC test. I don't know if people know this, but you can't just there's not like a drug test. There's not like I'll put a substance in here and it's a drug test that tells you what it is.
It's not like a pregnancy test.
No, you see, you have to go through these different tests for the substance, and each test for a specific thing because it has a reagent, a reactive agent that reacts in the presence of the substance. And so you have to go through and do trial and error. You can kind of infer if it's a powdery substance, you have a subset of things it might be. But the drug recognition expert on the drug task force, who does this every day, not only did the wrong test, he also wrote down the wrong test, and he recorded the results of a false test as a positive test for the wrong substance.
That's pretty good.
Because government sometimes makes mistakes.
He only fucked up 3 things, though. He could have easily fucked up,
right. He was the new guy, the expert on the task force specifically for this that does it every day. And he got it wrong. Because sometimes the government gets things wrong. Now, does that mean that the government always gets things wrong? Well, no, of course not. Sometimes they get things right too. But it's amazing that, if you go and do an 8-hour training program and then call yourself an expert, you might not be an actual expert on something. And you'll find that government often has these little mistakes and typos and stuff like that. And the amazing thing is our criminal justice system used to treat those mistakes and typos as a literal get out of jail free card. But now they've adopted the harmless error doctrine. They say, well, they fucked up, but it's harmless. And you're like, well, except my liberty. It's harmless except the liberty of the person accused. But I mean, they did fuck up though. And they'll go, they did, but they still, And so it's amazing. But yeah, you'll find those things all over if you start looking. And you look, I've never oversold my experience as an attorney. It happens that fast, guys. Like you find it immediately. Like usually your first case, which you have to understand is like when the government messes up, the government is trying to do their job. And you can say that, well, when they're incompetent, like it has a negative impact. And if you can catch that incompetence, it's not like getting away with it. It's literally like, no, you messed up, which caused you to do the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so that's what you're rectifying. You're rectifying a government mistake, which caused the government to do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But people get wrapped up on like how this happens and whatever. Kat Randall says, anyone can watch a story. How hard will you take it if you get falsely accused? I don't know. How hard would you take it? How hard would you take it if you get falsely accused, Dick?
Oh, pretty hard. I mean,
it's nasty.
I've skinwalked Maddox for falsely accusing me of something for 8 years. So I plan to do it.
I never accused you of anything, Dick.
Well,
making fun of bikes too hard.